So today I just wanted to have a quick chat about RaceFit. Now if you're not familiar with RaceFit, that's where someone who's seeking a really high performance ski boot, and in order to get it, they're willing to have their feet put into a boot that is generally smaller and more narrow than you'd usually like to fit them into. Now the purpose of going into this small boot really is about optimizing the reaction time. So having a foot compressed on the inside, every little movement is then translating into instant reaction through the ski boots. Now if you look at this from a pro athlete level, they are going into some very tight fitting boots. Now a World Cup boot is in the realm of say 92 to 96 millimeters, and so that's actually quite a high amount of foot compression. Now, regular RaceFit isn't really to that level, but it's definitely staying usually in those sub 98 millimeter lasts, and sometimes even going down a size. And the goal of this is to have a really close fit. So when you think about RaceFit like this, it's actually keeping the foot in a constant state of compression. Now the biggest variable that you have to achieving success with RaceFit is going to be the tolerance of your individual feet and how much of this foot compression that they can manage. Now what you've got to think of it to actually go into a RaceFit boot is it's going to be a process. So you've got to think of it like you're conditioning your feet to actually get used to being so compressed on the inside of a boot shell. Now, so what you're doing with that is you're spending time in a boot that's too small and you're toughening your feet up. You're hardening up all the nerves and really getting the muscles used to it. And what happens after a bit of time is you get this equalization to where you're gaining all of your blood flow back, your foot is used to being held in this fashion, and you get great security and instant response. But you've got to see it as there's a process to achieve it. But be warned here, there is a point of diminishing returns. Now if you push yourself too fast or too hard into a RaceFit, it can start to cause a lot of problems. Now when it's wrong, it can cause nerve issues, flare up friction points on the inside of the boots, and even be the cause of frostbite. So you don't want to push your feet beyond a level that you're able to handle. Now, if you're not an athlete and you don't need to push super hard into a RaceFit, I actually think you can get better than RaceFit in most occasions, where you still get 100% security of your feet, really good performance and really good comfort, but you're not pushing them into these uncomfortable zones to get it. Now, I'm going to refer to that as Patriot Fit, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in the next video. But if you do want to get really high performance boots, you're willing to go through this process of training your feet, I'm going to give you a couple of tips for you to take in adjusting your feet for RaceFit. So if you're willing to pay the price and you want your ski boots fitting super tight, my top tips for success are going to be: first, focus on shell fit. Now the closer that you can match your foot inside of a RaceFit from a shell perspective, the much easier it will be as far as settling in on the inside, getting that equalization I was talking about, and not causing those pressure points to flare up. Now when I'm speaking about those friction points and pressure points, this is where it can cause a lot of inflammation and cause those lumps and bumps that are notorious on ski racers' feet. Also, you want to start early in the season. If you can actually get your feet trained from the get-go, and early season you get these colder temperatures and you also get that time to quickly adapt your feet. So the earlier you can start going into the season, the better you'll be at acclimating to this tightness. Now with that in mind, it's also all about time. So the longer that you can spend with your feet inside of your ski boots, the quicker you're going to be able to get them to adapt. Now, you may be a ski racer that's part of a squad out there all day on the course. Perhaps you're a ski instructor or another snow professional that spends all day in their boots. Or if you're just a really technical skier looking to get the most out of their performance, it's all about logging up those hours. So another tip I'm going to throw out at you here also is have a second pair of boots that you can use as a transitional pair, especially early on when you're just having a few difficult days and that tightness is really taking its toll. Having a less tight boot, a more relaxed fit that you can go and ski a couple of runs in will help ease off that amount of pressure and also allow your feet to then continue to ski in a bit more comfort. with that in mind also, you can get your boots completely off. Go spend a little bit of time in the lodge, get all the feeling back, let all the blood flow come back, and then do another shift in your boots essentially. So another good tip for you there. And lastly, the thing we can talk about, and that's if it's available to you, and generally people who do go into race fit will have this at their disposal, and that is working with a boot fitter to get them perfected. So I talked earlier about having a real closeness of fit and holding your foot in a compressed state. Now, to avoid these friction points we were discussing, you may need to do some small targeting and create extra contour with grinding the ski boot or even punching little pockets to be able to stop this from getting any worse. So if you can work with a boot fitter directly who's going to be the go-to guy that can make some adaptations to your race fit boots, the high chance of success is going to be a whole lot better, and you can really tweak and fine tune while maintaining a really good fit. You don't have to do anything too drastic, and then you're back and forth getting the good feedback and also making the slight adjustments necessary. So in summary, the keys to success with race fit is going to be all about you being able to commit time, but also have the right attitude when delving into this process. But you can actually train your feet to go into some very tight fitting boots. And with these tips, with that day-to-day management, you can make this process a whole lot easier. So if you are going to take this on, I wish you the best of luck. You can have some great race fitting boots and let me know how it all goes for you. So thanks for watching. Stay rad, be a patriot. Signing out.